Hello, lovely souls. Welcome to the Conversation with MJ, where we are going to embark on a journey of connection, growth, discovery together. I'm your host, MJ, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this exhilarating ride through realms of inspiration, wisdom, and insight. So, we're going to deep dive into the heart of what it means to live a fulfilling life, to pursue our passions, and to unlock our greatest potential. Each episode is a celebration of human connection and a testament to the power of authenticity and a reminder that we are all on this journey together. So get ready to be inspired, get ready to be empowered, and get ready to ignite your inner fire because here at Conversations with MJ, the adventure never ends. So join us with every moment an opportunity to shine. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, please leave a comment, and the show will be starting shortly. See you soon.
Still.
Is it still mute? My bad, my bad. Can you hear me now? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Because they could have muted it. They could have been like, nope, nope, don't you dare play that music again. You still can't hear me? Is it better now? Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they was like, okay, they probably was like, hurry up and shut that down. Like, no, you're not gonna be playing that music. That's what I dropped it down. That's what I dropped it down. So anyway, yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. We're gonna catch in a little bit with you guys. So I reached 2,000. I'm actually a little bit over 2,000 and counting. So I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers that have subscribed within the past week. That is unbelievable. I never thought that I was going to have be able to get 1,000 extra subscribers before the week was over. That is wow. So I just want to say thank you, and I am appreciative to all the newcomers that have came to the channel. And I truly, truly hope that you stay tuned, stay, like, comment, and subscribe. Share to your family members that you might think that are interested in my channel, and we're gonna have some good fun. So, like on other news, right? There's a lot of stuff that's been going on in this space. Um, a lot of people have personally have been trying to attack my patience and testing my decorum, testing on whether or not if I can control myself, right? Or if I have emotional control. And I'm going to tell you, you are sorely mistaken, and you will rue the day that you ever fuck with me, right? Seriously. But nonetheless, let's talk about some of the other things that have been going on in this space. So I did a live stream about the election. There is a lot of people that are upset about the election, right? And that's okay. That is okay to be upset about the election. If you're the person that you wanted to win, or I would say you didn't want to won, that's something to be upset about. But nonetheless, the people who did want this particular candidate to win and they are happy, they have a right to be happy, right? The whole point of the fact is what are we going to do after? What is the aftermath? What is the next step? We know that in situations like this, there's going to be some who is going to benefit with the new administration and the new things that they're going to bring down the pipeline. And we also know that there is going to be victims to that, right? Because we are all are not on the same level. We're not. This society is built on social class, is built on who has wealth, who don't, who's a part of the 1%, the 5%, and who's a part of the general population, who's a part of the middle class, who's part of the lower class. So we know that the effects of any administration is going to affect you. It could be affect you positive, it can remain the same, or it become detrimental to your life or your livelihood, right? But my focus have always been, and my focus will always be, that you have to have a plan. You have to be strategic, and you have to know what are you going to do when things doesn't go your way, right? Or things doesn't go the way that you plan, right? So there's some women out there that's afraid of women's rights. There's some people who are migrants to the country who are undocumented and things that are sort that they have certain issues that they have to worry about now. And then we also have the whole situation about our taxes going up, spending more, having to pay more of a sales tax when we go to get regular food or condiments or items from the store. For example,
Do y'all know that I don't even eat mayonnaise? I don't eat mayonnaise, but I heard that mayonnaise is $9 now. $9. Who is going to the store to buy $9 of mayonnaise? That is just insane. That's just crazy to me. You go to the store, you buy $9. Before, there's so many years ago, you used to be able to get a meal for $9. You can't even get unless you're buying off like the dollar menu or something like that. You can't even get a meal at McDonald's for $9, right? So a lot has changed. There's a lot of things that people need to be working on and need to be thinking about. So we have luxury bucket here. Sis, a big sis said, "Oh, absolutely. I'm focused on working on putting myself in." Yes, exactly. You have to. You definitely have to, right? And you have to take so many steps and precautions. And if you have little ones and you have people that's under your care, under your protection, you have to think about their well-beings too, right? So there's a lot more things that is on your plate now. And this is something that we have all done before. This is not something that is brand new, whether we don't know exactly what is coming down the pipeline, but us getting comfortable and used to different changes is something that we should know or have an idea of how we should navigate this, because we have been through a certain amount of administrations, right? Especially if you're in the ages of, like, I would say 25, 40, 50, 60. You've been around for a several administrations now, right? And you eventually knew how to get through it and get through it. Hey Jalen, hi my darling. How you doing? How you doing? So I do have some things to talk about. So I was on a show, a panel, and they were talking about in reference to um the abortion laws and abortion rights, right? And in that conversation, oh, you're not? It's okay. That's all right. That's okay, Riaz. It's like that's fine too, That is definitely fine. Hey DB, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, but they was talking about in reference to the abortion rights and stuff, right? We had documentations being brung up and put up in reference of these things, and what we have found out that yes, there is certain states that have a complete, total, absolute abortion ban. We have other ones that have a partial abortion ban, where you can only get it if it's like for emergencies, life and death threatening complications with a pregnancy, and also they do have a clause for sexual assault and rape victims, right? And then we have the remaining of the states that do allow abortions. There is no restrictions and things of that sort, right? Right. I mean, that's true, true. Right. Exactly. Win or lose, you have to hold on to God. You got to hold on to who is important to you, right? Whatever standard it is, that's what you got to do. You got to hold on to that. So while we was looking at all the different stats and stuff like that, they went across the World Health Organization. And in the World Health Organization, it stated that 6 out of 10 unintended pregnancies uh, uh ends up in a abortion or a baby deletion, right? The funny thing about that stat, because when you hear it, right, and especially when we hear about unattended pregnancies, we are always referencing in this space that means that you're just a woman who is promiscuous. You're just opening up your legs to any Tom, Dick, and Harry, and you're just getting yourself pregnant. And then when the relationship doesn't work or whatever the case may be, now all of a sudden you just want to hurry up and you know, I want to go a different route with my life. Now we know that those things does happen, right? We know that there are women who do fit that description, right? And that doesn't mean any set of color, race, or ethnicity who is capable of doing things like that, right? But at the end of the day, even within that number, that is the loud minority. That is not the majority. In fact, when you do even more research, do you know when they put in the stat that 6 out of 10 abortions is unintended pregnancies? Do you know that sexual assault victims are included in that? Did y'all know that sexual assault victims, children, molestation is included in that stat? Go figure, right? And just to show that I'm not, talking out my ass and I have some hidden agenda as into why, though this type of conversation it can get quite touchy. And when I feel that people are quite not, sincere, this, I just want to show you the proof. Let me just show you guys the proof, okay? Let me pull up my screen just so you know. Wait, well, let me see what Luxury Bucket says. She said, as long as my money is good, I'm good. 2023 was a bad year. I'm hoping for another 2022 year in 2025. I think many aren't in a position to benefit from who they voted for. I'm making sure that is not me. Yes, I mean, we had some bad years. We had some bad times, but, we could swing it around. Hopefully 2025 is the year for you. I hope you get exactly what you asked for, especially the ones who won the administration. I hope everything goes exactly how you want it to go planned. Absolutely. So let me see. Let me pull this up. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, that's good. Okay, so this is just a random AI Google overview, right? And I typed in, does unintended pregnancy include sexual abuse? And AI overview said yes. Unintended pregnancies can include pregnancies that result from sexual abuse. So it says sexual violence is a key factor in unattended pregnancies. Studies show that women who have experienced sexual violence are more likely to have unintended pregnancies, even if they use contraception. Then it says reproductive coercion. Ooh, that's a big word. Reproductive coercion is when someone doesn't have control over their sexual or reproductive health. This includes threats and physical violence. Then we have intimate partner violence. Intimate partner violence is associated with unintended pregnancy. This includes forced sex, fear of using contraception, and partner interference with healthcare. And then we have child abuse. Studies show that women who experience childhood sexual abuse are more likely to have unattended pregnancies in adulthood. To reduce the risk of unattended pregnancy, health services can assess for sexual violence in marital relationships, refer to victims to appropriate services, and provide a range of contraceptives and provide counseling services. So, again, as stated, just like I said, this is just a random Google that unintended pregnancies also include sexual abuse, right? Sexual abuse. So now when we pull up we think about what the World Health Organization says, when they say that 6 out of 10 baby deletions is from unintended pregnancies, you have a bigger and broader picture as in what is included in that. And it doesn't say that you was being a little hot thought in a hole out there and you just randomly just going to go get one because it's fun. It's fun to just get in, get scooted out, and then and go walk home and mind your business, right? Yeah. So that's what it says. So, I wanted to add that in there because people talk a lot of bullshit. People have a lot of hidden agendas and they don't want to speak the truth because the truth allows them to now hold their accountability for the shit that they actually have a fucking problem with. Right? Right? Hey, Jack, thank you for coming. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Oh, your birthday's next week, young Riaz. Happy birthday. Especially if I don't see you and anything like that. Happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday. Hey, Robin, how you doing? Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you, darling. Thank you. Yes, it is growing fast. Shout out to all my haters. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Yes, so we're doing it good. Okay, so let's see. Luxury Bucket says my 2020 was also good, but financially it was about the same as 2023. Difference is it was on the climb for 2019, where the 2023 was a decline from 2021, which was outstanding. Yeah. Yeah, it was a fluctuation of difference between how people felt or how safe they felt and comfortability they felt when we was going through our, the whole pandemic, and then what happened once we got out of that, right? So I wanted to also talk. So now that we know that unattended pregnancies includes molestation, it includes so many things, right? And not just a woman just voluntarily going in there because she just want to be some thought chick, right? Let's talk about sexual abuse statistics. Let's look at the child sexual abuse statistics, right? Because now that we know that molestation is also included in those numbers that the World Health Organization, decided to chime in, we need to know how much sexual assault or sexual abuse is going on, right? That would give you more of a total understanding about how much of that is going on, right? So now we're going to look at the National Center for Victims of Crime, right? Child sexual abuse statistics. Where's my glasses? I need my glasses, that's what I do. That's what I need. I need my glasses. You know what? I swore I had my glasses here, but you know what? That's what old age gets me. Old age makes me not remember where my glasses is, even though I swore I put them over here so I can reach them. Oh, woe is me. Oh, woe is me. What can be done? What can be done? This is what happens when you get older. Your eyesight goes, your memory goes, and then on top of that, dead wounds, right? Anyway, yes. So it says the prevalence of child sexual abuse is difficult to determine because it is often not reported. Experts agree that the incident is far greater than what is reported to authorities. CSA is also not uniformly defined, so statistics may vary. Oh, statistics below represent some of the research done on child sexual abuse. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Children Bureau report, Child Maltreatment 2010, found that 9.2% of victims or victimized children were sexually assaulted. This is studies by David Finkelthor, director of the Crime Against Children Research Center. he shows that 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 20 boys is a victim of child sexual abuse. Self-report studies show that 20% of the adult females and 5 to 10% of adult males recall a childhood sexual assault or sexual abuse incident. During a 1-year period in the US, 16% of the youth from ages 14 to 17 had been sexually victimized. Over the course of their lifetime, 28% of the US youth ages 14 to 17 have been sexually victimized. Children are most vulnerable to CSA between the ages of 7 and 13. Didn't I just read a article? I swore I just wrote an article yesterday about a 13-year-old girl who was a sexual victim, and she had to have her rapist. She had to have a rapist child due to the simple fact that her mother was not financially stable to garnish money to get this girl to go to an abortion, a state that actually allow abortions, right? So she had to literally just have it because her state had an abortion ban, right? And because because a judge didn't literally bang on his grave or gavel and say, no, you can't have a abortion, you have to have the baby. People don't believe that that young girl was put in a situation by her state to have to bear her rapist child. People didn't believe that that was a form of force, which I thought was really weird, because if you can't even get proper medical care within your state, and you are forced now to deal with travel expenses, hotel expenses to get to a state to get a procedure, you are actually being forced, especially if you don't have that financial standing. Because I thought that, I didn't know that everybody was rich out here. I didn't know everybody was ballers. If everybody was ballers, why are we calling people bums? Why are we calling people bums, broke, and poor, or disenfranchised if everybody has the same fortitude to get the same, to do this and move here and move there? I must have had it all wrong. Everybody's rich. I got it. So it says, according to 2003, the National Institute of Justice report, 3 out of 4 adolescents who have been sexually assaulted was victimized by someone they knew well, right? Because that's very normal or common in many communities, right? That usually molestation happens from somebody that you know, a uncle, that real touchy feely uncle, that third or second cousin. Oh, how about that family friend? You and this other family been friends for 20, 30 years. They're just like a second set of family. Yeah, that's what happens. It says a Bureau of Justice Statistics report shows 1.6%, that is 16 out of 1,000 of children between the ages of 12 and 17 were victims of rape and sexual assault. A study conducted in 1986 found that 63% of women who have suffered sexual abuse by a family member also reported a rape or attempted rape after the age of 14. Recent studies in 2000 and 2002 and 2005 have all concluded similar results. Children who have experienced rape or attempted rape in their adolescent years were 13.7 times more likely to experience rape and attempted rape in their first year of college. Yeah, that's why there was so many rape and sexual assault reports that was happening in college. I remember they were talking about it for the past 2-3 years. That there every other day there was a case about a sexual assault victim who was on campus. A child who is the victim of prolonged sexual abuse usually develops low self-esteem, a feeling of worthlessness, and an abnormal or distorted view of sex. The child may become withdrawn and mistrustful of adults and can become suicidal. Children who do not live with both parents, as well as children living in homes marked by parental discord, divorce, or domestic violence, have a higher risk of being sexually abused. Now, look at that. So, you can have a higher risk of being sexually abused as a child if you're brought up in a home that has domestic violence. There goes that two family in the household is the golden ticket. It has its issues too, just as well as being a single parent. In the vast majority of cases where there is credible evidence that a child has been penetrated, only between 5 and 15% of those children will have genital injuries consistent with sexual abuse. So, even though they'll have a lot of cases and it's credible violence that shows that a child has been penetrated, only between 5 to 15% would it actually be seen or actually be looked at. Like you could see the injuries. Other than that, you can't even see them. Child sexual abuse is not solely restricted to physical contact. Such abuse could include non-contact abuse, such as exposure, voyeurism, and child pornography. Compared to those with no history of sexual abuse, young males who were sexually abused were 5 times more likely to cause teen pregnancy. 3 times more likely to have multiple sexual partners, and 2 times more likely to have unprotected sex, according to the study published online in the June print issue of the Journal of Adolescent Health. Now, this is quite interesting. This is a lot of stats about child abuse and the result or the effects of child abuse. And it's, I really think it's quite sad that this kind of conversation is not talked about enough. I swear that we have more conversations about women, quote unquote, won't keep their legs closed than about Uncle Charles, who likes to wait until everybody's sitting up there playing spades at the cookout, touching your doggone fucking daughter or your doggone niece or your doggone fucking cousin. Why is that never the conversation? Why isn't the conversation ever about these people who are molestation or molesting these kids? This is not just only men, this is women too. Why are these conversations never had? And now you can kind of see that If you was abused as a child, that's why most likely when you get older, you have reckless behaviors when it comes down to sex health. You have higher rates and a higher rate or of doing escapades and voyeurism and testing everything out and having this whole fluidity with your sexuality due to the simple fact that you were touched when you were young. And they clearly showed you that a lot have not been reported. The only stats that we have is the ones who were willing to report. There's numerous of cases where people have not reported, and they have not gotten counseling, and they have not gotten help for the things that might have happened to them when they were younger. And then now when they're an adult, this particular type of trauma makes them have a very unhealthy understanding about sex and partners. Right. So is this not everybody out here just trying to be the Jezebel spirit? Okay. Is not everybody out here trying to be the Jezebel spirit? But let Waterhead News tell you ain't nothing but a bunch of thoughts and hoes out here. You know what I'm saying? Let Waterhead tell you, right? Y'all all just want to be smashed. Y'all all just want to get smashed. Funny, very funny. So now I wanted to show you guys, but this is something that we need to talk about. And please, like I said, as always, go and do your own research, right? Go and do your own research, and don't let any freaking raggedy ass motherfucker tell you anything different, okay? The simple fact is that how you can lump up unintended pregnancies as this, that's every single person who goes and get an abortion, that those are just women who just want to get an abortion because it's a oops baby, is not only is it immature, it is demonic. It is demonic for you to hide under the bridge that literally people who have suffered from rape and sexual abuse is also included in the unattended pregnancies that would lead to abortion. It's reckless, and you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself for painting narratives and then trying to say that other people are. Let's see. So I have a couple of videos, right? Because it's about to get good. I have a couple of videos about what is going on Waterhead News, right? So Waterhead News is literally what's going on in the YouTube streets. Like I said, there's a lot of women that's talking about it. What people don't know is actually the 4B movement has actually been activated in the United States after the election. More women are coming to TikTok, IG, Twitter, and things that I saw, letting them know that they are activating the 4B movement. And with the 4B movement, I think they added on 5 or 6. Like, I think that B movement that started in South Korea is actually at up to 7B, right? And 7B is pretty much that one. I think that's you're gonna stop spending your money at certain places, and you're gonna spend your money at women-owned businesses, shops, and stuff like that, right? 6B is shutting down clubs, lounges, and stuff like that. Don't even attend. Women stop going to clubs, lounges, and performances and things that I saw that women's looks or their time and energy is being utilized to bring and garnish the other gender there, stop going, stop participating in that. And I forgot what 5B was about, but I'll remember eventually. So let me see. Let me get to this other video. Oh, and also because y'all are my great and loyal and beautiful supporters, if you would like to come up, I am putting the link in the chat. I'm only letting certain people up. I'm not letting everybody up. So only certain people will be able to get up. Yeah, yeah. I know. Absolutely. Yeah. That's another thing too. Yeah, I think I'm going to just stay at my panel. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay at my panel and my channel going forward. I have no interest of being attacked by anyone anymore at all for whatever reason. So, yeah. That's just what's going to happen going forward. But if you want to come up at this time, you can come up. Yes, young Reyes, you can come up. You can come up, sir. You can definitely come up. But yeah, we're gonna go while I'm you who wants to come up, just hit the link. And I'm also, guys, I think I'm not gonna be doing open panels that much anymore. Oh, really? Oh my god. Yeah, 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 absolutely. And you know what? It's a recurring thing, Robin. It's a recurring thing, and it's getting worse, right? It's getting worse because now it's like, oh, you know, it's a free, what's the name? Hey Riaz,
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm doing good.
How can I help you, sir?
I'm doing good.
You doing good?
Mm-hmm. Just chilling out, and I'm just, focusing on my own thing as well.
Mm. And like, what's that?
Now, basically grinding on my own page. I've been grinding for a year. I'm trying to build it up, and I'm doing TikTok as well. So, trying to
Mm.
build up my own thing as well. Don't mind going on panels, but I don't do my own streams just yet. I don't host it yet because I don't feel like I'm not ready yet.
No, I understand. You listen, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I told myself when I first started my channels. Take your time, build your audience the way that you want to, and be authentic as you possibly can be for yourself, right?
Absolutely.
Because whatever you're interested in, the right people is going to be there, and the ones who are not here for the right reason is always going to fall off. And so you don't need to even worry about it. They're going to exit themselves. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So do you and be you, and it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm also grateful for everyone who supports me anyway. Been doing it for a year and I get what you mean. Because I've actually built it and I've reinvented myself multiple times. When I first started, I was doing gaming, then I did vlogs, then I did mukbang, then I did that, performing covers, lyrics, and now I'm just doing voiceovers. So I
Mhm.
like to be creative.
No, absolutely, definitely. And you know what, Robin, you're absolutely right with that. Yes. I do believe that a lot of people here do have undiagnosed mental illnesses. And that's why I cannot partake like that anymore. I can't. I can't.
Mm,
The loony bin, they have escaped the fucking loony bin and they turn online into the asylum. I can't. No, absolutely not.
yeah, I
Yeah,
get that.
and it's not only just men, it's men and women. You got literally women helping men with this shit. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I get you though. Just like basically that I also noticed as well that like I like music as well and also in the grime scene as well. Like in the UK we have a genre called grime, which is like a form of rap as well. And basically what I notice as well is like these some older guys, 30, 40-year-old men, and what they do is these 30, 40-year-old men, they have kids but they hate on the younger generation because younger generation is taking opportunities that these guys never took when they were up and coming. And what they did was also that time, let me try to remember. Oh wait, that time as well. They want to stick to what they want to stick to that outdated early 2000s sound, while the youth want to experiment with new types of sound to help progress the sound forward. I get trying to keep the genre where it should be back in its roots, but you can't keep doing it forever. That now I can see why some younger generation people don't listen to grime, because they think it's an old man's game. Because some or 30, 40-year-old men are like, at the top, and these up and coming guys who want to come in see that, and they're like, nah, I'm not doing it. You can have it. I'll go make something else and we'll blow up past you.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And Kim Folk, shout out to Kim Folk. Thank you very much. She said, MJ, I am no longer supporting the channels from that red pill space. After this week, I am choosing not to engage anymore. Black women deserve better, so I'm pulling my support from a lot of people. You know what? You are absolutely right, sweetheart. You have to do what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I already had started that movement very, very long ago, and I have gave so many people chances to literally prove me wrong, prove that maybe it's not what it is, but no, you know what? It's exactly what it is.
I get,
It's
yeah, not
exactly
that.
what it is.
I get that
Yeah.
though. For
So
me,
no.
I'm kind of doing something like that, but I know I go around supporting everyone else, but I also know not to hit every panel, man. I
Mhm.
get that though, because I remember doing something like that last year, got myself in a massive trouble, and after that, though, literally went past it and created new respect for myself. So I see
No.
what type of thing, what you mean. Not here, but in a different space.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but yeah, in here, like I've been, me, Riaz, I've been trying for the longest to remove myself from this space in this sector. And it's bad and it's unfortunate that you want to you look at people as decent people, you want to support them as much as possible, but then when do you support or when do you protect yourself, right? And
Right.
at this point is like you have to protect yourself, you have to protect your energy, you have to protect your emotion, you have to do it. And they're telling you, listen, there ain't no protection out here for you, and we're not meant to do any of that. You're not entitled to that. So great.
Right.
I'm not
I
entitled
get
to it.
you.
I do what I have to do to protect myself. And if that means
Mhm.
that if I have to cut you off to do that, then so be it.
Yeah, I get it though, but in this space, I only go to certain few people and you kind of know where I go to. I don't go to everyone. I notice that though. I feel that and I hear that and I'm like, nah, man, I'm not going there. The people you're describing, I'm like, nah, man, I'm not going there, man. I only just go to people that, Sharon is just, I only just go where you're kind of there. That's it, man. I only go to certain people and also follow, everyone knows where I go to. That's it, man. I don't go to them places what you described to. I heard
Yeah.
about it. I heard about it and I'm like, no, man. No.
No, it's not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it at all. I don't know why. Like, there's no reason to even stress yourself or stress yourself out or anything like that. So, yeah, I suggest that if anybody feels that way, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to have to do. You have to protect yourself. And there's a lot of sick people with sick mentalities, sick fucking behaviors. And you could tell that they're not sociable human beings. You could tell that these are the people who stay in the house all day, and the only time they go out is when they want to stack up on food. They have no life whatsoever. They cannot even communicate with people at all. Have no social skills. Their social skills are so trash. Like you can't continue to be dealing with people like this. You can't. Absolutely not. Why should you?
Mm-hmm.
Why should you? Like seriously, like the amount of stuff, I'll tell you one thing, Reyes, the amount of stuff that I have dealt with and endured in this space, I have never endured or experienced in outside ever in my life.
Oh,
The
wow.
amount of
I get
disrespect,
you on it though.
taunting, manipulating, all the shit like that, gaslighting, all that. I have never endured in real life by so many people, and I have come across so many different people from different walks of life, and never have experienced what I have experienced online.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I've never experienced it like that, but yeah, I get you on that though. One time I think in a different space though, it got that bad that even my own father had to literally get involved to help me. I did not want him to be involved, but he decided to just step in, you know? Like parents just saw that and they literally just step in without, like that though. So I get you. So basically, I get it though.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna pull up one of these
Let's
videos. This is one of these videos that to let you know what, like, we can see what is going on in the space, what women are talking about, and you could let me know when you want me like to stop if you want to chime in on something. But yeah, let me get my banner up real quick.
all right.
Okay, so this first video is from, let me say the name because I want to give respect with respect due. This is from Life with Melanie. All right, she did this 6 months ago. This is something maybe I should have been looking at 6 months ago, but we're gonna look at
Okay.
it together. And here we go.
Okay.
Let me know if you hear the sound, okay?
Okay.
One thing I'll never understand is why do the men who want their wives to bow down to them and serve them never marry the women who want to bow down to their men and serve them? It blows my mind because there seems to be abundance of y'all. There seems to be an abundance of y'all. Yep, you're on this app every day complaining that no woman wants to bow down to serve her man, or that you are a proper woman because you want to bow down and serve your man. I'm just confused because if y'all need me to link you up, I will. I'm just tired of hearing this every single day. Nobody's wrong for what you want in your marriage and for your life is not wrong. Just marry the person who wants what you want.
Can someone explain to me why the pick-me girls aren't like just naturally falling into the arms of these like whatever type podcast guys? Like,
oh, you mean all the toxic red pill guys that pick-me girls cater to? Yeah, they don't want them. They don't want a woman who's already ready to wait hand and foot on them and give them everything they want at any time, because that's not the person they're looking for. They want an independent woman who's much hotter than a pick-me girl, so they could break them down, manipulate them, gaslight them for years, and turn them into something that they want to do. They want to destroy an independent woman to make them a pick-me girl. So if you want some proof, take Pearl Davis from Just Pearly Things. She is the queen of the pick-me's.
I like ultra far right men. Like almost extreme, doesn't really think women should vote. I think that's
it's leave marriage for the people that actually believe in, for better or for worse, for
But doesn't sanctity of marriage also rely on the woman being a virgin? So you wouldn't be able to get married.
What do you mean?
girls want to sleep around in their 20s and then at 30 run to a man, and like, but you've lost the things that men value by the time you're 30. You're no longer pure. You're no longer youthful.
Pearl is single, unmarried, childless, well over 25, and according to her, remember, these are all her words. If you're over 25 and don't already have all these things, you have no value. Catering to the very toxic men that she wants, but will never want her back. If a pick-me like her is not going to get picked, then other pick-me's won't get picked.
Hey everyone, today I want to talk about two things. The first is men who look for women who are the opposite of the woman that they say are their type, only to try and conquer and break that woman down and try to force her into being something she's not. The second thing is, why don't the pick-me girls act?
I think to me that some of the red pill people, to me, I think what they like to follow the Andrew Tate type formula. Some red pillers actually think Tate is their savior. They think he's Neo or something like that. Because Tate always talks about breaking through the matrix and stuff like that, and I feel like some of them follow Tate.
No, you're absolutely right. See, like what we're actually seeing when she's just brung up Pearly Things. Pearly Things is a part of the red pill. She actually was like literally crowned queen mother of the red pill women. You know what I'm saying? So that makes perfect sense that you was able to identify that.
Yeah, because I know about Tate. Before it's like when he went first went viral and everything like that, it's not okay. Like some things are great, but like whatever. And when he became Muslim, I was happy for it because I thought he would change his ways. But then eventually, I started to see more about him. That's when I changed my mind, man. It's not like I didn't fully, I just like to observe and see how it goes. And I'm willing to give someone a chance to give someone a chance if they're willing to change. But I don't think he changed.
Oh no! Why would he change? I mean, he's only going to change to a level that he can't get in trouble online anymore, right? But the
Yep.
same mentality is still there. He still have his same following from prior before he actually did get in trouble, right? And what
Well,
we have to realize is that what I'm starting to realize now is that if you were Red Pill or you was Manosphere, if you was a part of these different type of sectors, there is no changing you. You're only just grifting. If you're showing a different side than how you were 4 years, 5 years ago, and stuff like that, you didn't change. You had the grift, the fucking you had to re-image yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because
reinvent.
it
That's
started
I
getting
think
too
the
hot.
term. Okay, I call the term reinvention.
Yeah, it's reinvent yourself. Exactly. It's reinvent, re-image yourself, come up with a new a new representative. You didn't really change at all. Because what we're realizing, even all the other ones who came from the red pill space, they'll come in with certain little tropes and stuff to rear you in, and then slowly but surely, slowly and slowly, all the same ideology from those spaces seeps out. Because you cannot separate these type of individuals from themselves. And
Yeah,
it's not a show, it's not a character, it's not an online persona. This is literally the mindset of said individuals.
yeah, I get it though.
And let's see, but let me just read what Kimfo just said. She said they chill purred on when her and B Taylor got into it, only for things to turn around and B Taylor was right. Bow her to the entire time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey
Yeah.
Jalen, how you doing, mama?
Hey, Jalen.
Hi, hi, Riaz.
Hey.
Hey, everybody in the chat. What's going on?
It's a celebration. A celebration.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
Hey. Wow.
I'm very happy for you, MashaAllah. Reached 200. You reached 2K. That's really good though. I'm very happy for you though.
Oh, thank you, darling. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, I was completely shocked. I mean, I knew that the numbers was going up really fast, but I had no idea that by the end of this week I was going to be at 2,000. There's no way that I would actually have thought that I was going to reach this, right? Because I wasn't going live stream. I wasn't doing my regular content. You know, a lot of the things weren't the same that I normally, I do on my channel. So I wasn't expecting this type of turnaround. So I'm really truly humble and really truly blessed for that.
Yeah.
Really.
I
Hey
do
May,
get
thank you
that
so
though.
much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, my sis, TMKC. Thank you, darling. I appreciate you for coming. Appreciate you.
Hi, TM. She did a live and
Hey, Kenfuck, Lana. Welcome.
Wait, hold on. TMKC was live?
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I got a bone to pick with you.
She is beautiful.
TMKC. Because how dare you have a live and not let your sister know so I can come and support and shut shit down.
You have to subscribe.
And Empress, darling, thank you so much for coming, sweetheart. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. That's sis too. That is sis too. TNKC, we gonna have to talk. I am highly disappointed. How do you have a whole channel and don't even let me know what is going on here? What is going on? Hey, Lana Love, thank you, baby, so much for coming.
I get you on that though. But also for me, sometimes though, like when I use music as an example, is because sometimes though I love that type of thing, and when I use music as an example, sometimes the example, like what we talk about, some of that is actually in the music scene. Like in UK, you have like grime and stuff. You have 30, 40-year-old men. When I described it, you know what they are? They're like very bitter. And what they did was, is they wasted their money on useless things. They wasted on girls. They wasted on cars. They wasted it on alcohol and weed and everything. And instead of investing in the music, they're mad that their career never made it. And they're upset that younger people actually did not do what they did and did something else and trying to experiment with grime and making it like in a new direction in a way, and they don't like it. And listen, oh, you're not grime if you don't do it like how we did. This is not 2003 where you're all doing this sound. The music scene's evolved. It's not 2003 where, you know, what you're doing is actually popular. It's not. As much as I love the sound and as much as I want to keep it as it is, I'm willing to admit these problems in the scene, man. I'm willing to admit the truth in that. Some of these guys don't.
So Jalen, do me a favor and put her link in the private chat so I can save it to my account.
It's coming right now.
Thank you.
You're
And
very
TMKC, me and you, we're gonna have to do some shows together, honey bunny. We're gonna have to do some shows. We're gonna have to network. We're gonna have to get that subscriber and them content up. You know, I'm here for you. I'm always here to support. I have never had a problem supporting anyone because I do like, you know, I acts of service is a part of my love language that I give to my loved ones and people I care about. So like that never been a problem and an issue to me. So
Okay, cool. I
something
get your answer. I
yeah,
love to support also. I
yeah,
get you. I'm
like
kind
young
of the
man, listen, you could put your channel in the back. I did see a community wall, but let me know when you're having a live, and I will definitely come over if I have the availability to support it. You just have to
Oh,
ask.
thank you. I appreciate that though.
Yeah.
Also though, it also depends on our time zone. Like I'll inform you, but it's also the time zone. Who knows? If I actually go, let's say if I did a live like that and you know at a certain time and for you it's a different time, I mean you'll be able to do it. I'll still appreciate if you come or not. That's okay though.
Okay. All right,
So
no
now
problem. All right, no problem, no problem. Just yeah.
I'm
So
my
just let me
my
know.
plan tomorrow is either make a short or make a video or make a premiere or something like that. I can do that.
Yeah, please do that. Please do that. If you do a short or something, I would definitely share it on my community wall. Let
Okay.
me know, okay? And thank you
Okay.
so much, Empress. I appreciate it. All right, so let's get back to this video. So this
Okay.
ladies right now is about to break down why the pick-me's never get picked. Okay? And how pretty much this whole love shit is never about love. It's just about conquer. It's about conquest with these particular type of men. I'm not saying that all men is all about conquest and that they don't love. However, we need to know when a man is just only pursuing you for conquest and not for love. So let's just go.
Actually get picked. I think these two things relate to each other, so I wanted us to discuss it in one video. Share your experience and your thoughts in the comments below.
I have a real life question. Fellas, if y'all don't like women to wear makeup and weave, why do you keep approaching women who are wearing makeup and weave? I don't get that. I will clearly see a woman in person sometimes, and she'll have on makeup, lashes, lipstick, braids down to her back, or you can see the lace on her lace wig, and you still go and approach her because you like what you see, and then turn around and be like, I don't like women who wear makeup. Why do you keep approaching them then? Sometimes y'all will clearly see the filters on the pictures. It be saying chow and be having hearts and shit. You know what a filter look like. She be wearing weave in the pictures. She be wearing makeup in the pictures. Why would you hop in her inbox and then feel like she owes you to show her her natural state? If you have a preference for women who don't wear weave, makeup, or any type of beauty enhancement, why do you keep approaching them? It's not our fault. That's your fault. Y'all want to talk about some choose better? Choose better then. Then they all gather around and be like, we need to take these women swimming. You need to take yourself swimming in a bathtub. So, be careful what the ask for, because some of y'all get in that water, y'all gonna have black spray melting down y'all face. We know that ain't your real landing. It be all in y'all beards and everything. Be fucking real. Talking about some catfishing, y'all be hatfishing. Yeah, we could possibly be bald headed under our wigs, but y'all be bald headed as hell under them hats too. Got a whole sunroof, be looking like George Jefferson, lightning receding and all. Ba da ba ba ba. I'm loving it as lining. Like,
Goddamn.
Okay, no, but you got a point though. I think to me though, they're not men, they're more like boys though. Insecure boys.
Yes, you are right, young Riaz. You are right. And then the funny thing about it is now it's not only hat fishing, right? It's full blown catfishing, full blown profile fishing. Everything under the sun is happening now. Everything under the sun. People are not what they seem. The simple fact that motherfucking AI is being used for everything goes to show that we are in the fucking, what is it? The multimedia. We're in the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are not even themselves anymore. It's crazy.
you know what,
It's dragging the hell out of them.
But MJ, this has been going on since the social media came to life. You can go back your AOL days, and the catfishing exists back then, right? You can also women were always critiqued, because remember they used to do, oh, put out your picture so we can rate you. This is nothing new under the sun. Hold on.
Oh dear.
Oh wow.
That was just Prince. That was just Prince having his little attitude. He's like, yes, that's right, Mom. Talk about it.
No, but I get it though. She made a good point, but at some point throughout it though, while she was doing it, I gotta admit, man, she kind of funny to be honest a bit. I mean, whatever she's saying is true and it is kind of serious, of course, but it's kind of funny, you know? She's got that personality where you want to laugh though. Literally, that's what I felt like though. I find it a little funny.
It is. It's funny because I guess it's funny because in a way it's really true. If you're really listening to what she says, it'd be the men who say that they hate all these things that women do. They're not attracted to it. But then yet, if you was to actually scroll down their IG, scroll down their Twitter, scroll down all their social media platforms, the only women that they're liking buttons to and stuff like that is the women that they complain about. The only fans are the women that they be in their fucking chats. The women who got all their tits and all the stuff and they butt out and all the stuff is the ones that they're liking the photo. The women who has a whole fucking a bag load of makeup on is the one that they find attractive. The women who have all these crazy hairstyles or weaves and things of the sort that they say that they cannot stand is the one that they be like, yo, she cute though. And these are the ones that they go and pursue. So now she's
Yeah, that makes sense though, actually. Wait, I actually remember this as well. You know, you get some Muslim guys as well. You know what they do? Some Muslim boys who say they're men, you know what they do? They say, oh, why the sisters not wearing headscarf or covering their bodies? But the same guys who are literally going out on Instagram liking a bunch of, you know, what you just said. Some Muslim guys, I call them boys though. They claim they're men, but some of them are boys. They say they want one thing, but they behave the other way.
Mm-hmm. And that's why these are things that women need to know, right? That most likely those particular type of men, they're not interested in you for actual love. They're only interested in you to utilize you and to utilize your body. Right? But here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. They'll get the quote unquote good girl, the one who don't wear the makeup, the one who is submissive, she doesn't talk back, she's very agreeable, she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, she, things of that. So they'll get that woman and they'll marry that woman. But do you know what they do? They go right back outside and cheat on that very good woman with the women that they say that they can't stand.
Yeah, that is
because
true though. That's more like
that
insecurity to
woman,
me.
right? Because it's all about control, right? You want to make sure that you lock down the good woman, that she can't go nowhere, right? And nobody else has access to her, but you still want to go out and play around with your female toys, because that's how they treat women, like female toys. I put this toy on the shelf, I bring this one out when I want this one. If I'm feeling like vanilla today, I'm going to eat this vanilla ice cream. When I'm feeling like Rocky Road on Thursday, I have Rocky Road to deal with.
Or basically giving them like calendar names as well, like basically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday type thing. I get you on that. Like they literally give them days of the week or calendar names.
No, absolutely. And you know what's so funny? Because this is what let me read what TMKC said, and then I'll read what Empress said. So she said they can't satisfy one, they spread themselves thin intentionally and give minimal effort. Absolutely right. And they do it on purpose. And you know what they call that, TMKC? They call that it was an actual word for it. It was what is it? It's like purposely being complacent, right? Like they do that on purpose to give basic effort into said relationship. It doesn't matter. And they want to be spread thin because then you can't ask for them to do more, right? You can't ask them to really step up to the plate and do more if they can sit up here and say that I'm spread thin. You thinking that they spread thin trying to take over the world, and only thing they trying to do is take over Brandy's fucking legs. Woo! Yes. And let's see what Empress says. They will disrespect the modest, demure, educated, intelligent sisters. They praise the one who are toxic. What's no emotional regulation? Yes. And you know what's so funny, Empress? I have a video for that even a man came clean and said that men actually prefer women to be detached.
Oh wow. I despise those type of men anyway.
Yeah, a man came out and he said that men actually prefer women who are detached, meaning your Shira sevens, right? Who she's not aligned with you because she loves you. She aligned with you because you are fitting whatever her needs and her requirements is. That love and that emotional, all that good, all love and love, all that shit is out the window. They're desensitized to that. They actually truly want a woman that way.
I kind of agree with you also. You know what these men also do? They make other men, some of these men, what they do is they live one way. They say everything online, but they live a different life. And, while, their followers, the people who follow them, right? Whatever they say, taking their points and stuff like that and doing that, those, same people who follow these guys end up being alone, while the guys who said those things actually live with that person they're with. So they've got something while they want other men to be lonely.
They do. And that's the sad thing about it too, because it would be whole men in relationships, whole men who are married, right? Who will go out here and poison men who are single, and poison their mind against women and pretty much condition them to treat women or talk to women a certain type of way, knowing that they're not going to get the success or the relationship they want. But come to find out, they are completely the opposite within their marriage or within their relationship with their own mates. They are completely the opposite, but they're teaching men to do these things and it's not working. And they're like, wait a minute, but how come you got this marriage and this relationship and everything's perfect? That nigga ain't telling you the truth. He ain't telling you the truth that he is just as commendable and he is just more, he is definitely more down for partnership in his relationship than what he lets to believe here. He comes online and he tells you to lead your freaking household with an iron fist, but he is all about partnership with his relationship offline. And you know what? You men, single men, men who are struggling, they are paying these men to lie to them to set them up to have failed freaking relationships. And they pay them well too. Let's see. Kinfo says, here's another thing they do. They think just because someone is not their preference, i.e. single mother, plus size, etc., then those women shouldn't be anybody's preference. But see, here's that sticker though, right? The reason why they say that, Kinfo, that is all a part of the game, right?
Wow.
That's all a part of the game and the play. That is also used as a tactic online, because I have never, ever outside had anybody have ever complained about dating a woman with children. Never. That has, and even when they had an argument, or let's say they found that woman wasn't their cup of tea, they never shamed the woman or said that it was about her being a single mother that led to her to be unfit to be in a relationship with. They said that this woman is actually cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, or she has a character that is toxic. And that is the reason why that they could not be in a relationship with her. It had nothing to do about her marital status and her having children.
Yeah,
But
I
see,
can
that
get
is
that.
the talking point. That's the talking point here. How come every other, and it's sad too, right? Because every other race don't have no problem dating a woman with children.
I
Every
don't
other
either,
race
man.
don't have no problem dealing with a woman with children. But the way how the talking points come up here, oh my God, you need to be condemned to hell. How if you are doing yourself such a disservice by dating a woman with children, unless this woman of children has resources that's going to make it worthwhile.
Wow.
But let's go on. Let's see what else they're talking about.
Okay.
About we hiding our skin under our makeup. Y'all be hiding y'all razor bumps under them beards. Y'all be contouring y'all face with them beards. Have a whole full face all the way up to your eyeball with hair. If y'all want us to take our makeup off so that you can see if you still gonna be attracted to us, shave your beard bald. That's exactly how y'all sound. Like, I'm not gonna approach you and feel like, I don't like men that look ugly when they don't got a beard. It's either I'm gonna f with you or I'm not gonna f with you. Y'all be shallow as y'all always trying to say that women approach y'all and try to change y'all. You know what I'm saying? And be like, y'all can't change us and stuff like that. That's why I don't approach men who be sagging or be wearing them extra tight ass pants with them big beefy ass shoes and them little medium ass crop tops they be wearing. If I don't like the way you dress, I'm not gonna date you and then try to tell you how to dress. If I don't like them nappy crunchy ass dreads that be hanging in y'all that y'all cannot afford to keep kept and shit like that, and it be stinking, I'm not finna talk to you and tell you I want to see you shave your hair and get a fade, because I don't really like niggas with dreads. Like, stop trying to go to a woman and act like you trying to make an exception for her. Like, don't nobody around here owe nobody shit. If you don't like the way somebody looks, stop approaching them. Like, man, audacity gotta be on sale. And the funniest shit ever is the topic that's trending right now about BBLs thinking. Like, that is so foolish. I feel like men always trying to degrade women somehow, because a booty stanking correlates with somebody not knowing how to wipe properly or wash properly. That don't got nothing to do with surgery. Now, the surgery itself, like an open wound, it probably do stink. But at the same time, y'all need to stop acting like y'all don't like women with big booties. That's like, some people like boobs, some people like booties. I mean, either way it goes, if it's your preference not to date them, then cool. But this is the icing on the cake right here. However you want to put it, if you don't like glamorized or high maintenance women, that's cool. But don't degrade them. Here's the thing. If you just mad that you cannot afford them,
But I was gonna say, I don't get as well. You get some guys as well. They go around saying to other guys, "Yeah, you dating or anything like that?" And if a guy says, "No, I'm not dating. I just want to be single till marriage," some guys though. I had some guys literally question if I was straight or not, just because I don't believe in premarital dating. No, I literally had some guys tell me that.
Yeah. Yeah, but you also have to understand too that when they do that, Riaz, though, that's their way of competing, being little messy ass bitches. That's why they do that.
No, I know, but that's just one thing as well that I get you on though. I actually don't get that logic as well. Like at least though, like when I get married someday, I get you on that though. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh,
just how
my
it is.
beautiful T. I gotta go check out my TMKC. She said she gonna divest for real, child. Child.
Okay.
Do what
Okay.
you do, like I said, do what's best for you, darling. That's why I definitely say do what's best for you.
Yeah.
He said, she said, did he said nothing to me when he see? Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord,
I
Lord,
get that
Lord.
though. But even if they did try with me, though, I always stood strong on what I believed in though. Like literally, I would literally confront them though. Like I'll be nice about it the way I do it. Like literally though, I'm very nice though. But if they push me to a point, trust me, I'll literally go fussy. I know that's like anybody, but I don't like wasting my energy on here like arguing with people. That's why I don't. If they just do what they do, either I just let them say what they gotta say, or I'll just be nice about it. I ain't got time or energy to do this.
Right. But see, that's the thing, and Mills, this is why she's actually saying this, right? Because you said, who do they know? How do they know who's those women BBLs behind smells unless they're sleeping with them? Right. So again, I did see a video from a actual doctor, right? And he did say that the BBL does have a smell, and I would say that's especially when they're healing, right? When they're healing and they have those wounds and stuff like that, that tends to smell. That's why you have to keep those areas clean, dry. You have to have it packaged. You have to do those things. You have to be very careful. If not, then yes, you will catch an infection, and any form of infection has a stench to it, right? However, it goes back to what the girl is saying. If you're sitting up here saying that you don't like BBLs, but then we see you dating or you going out on the street with women who have BBLs, then you're a hypocrite. You're a walking, talking hypocrite. And that annoys women more than anything, when you don't act in the way, or you don't behave in the way that you say with the things that you say. When those things don't link up, that is always a issue, and is always going to be a problem. It's always going to be a problem for women. Let's see. TMKC said, I don't want to divest for real. Look, TMKC, listen, I'm gonna tell you, sis, you have to do what you have to do. I would say, and we have always had those conversations before, right? Don't divest just how these divestors and on these very extreme channels divest, right? They divest purely off of the strength of them being fed up and upset with a particular group of men. That is never the answer. Never. Because then you're not getting into another relationship for the right reasons. So when things are not perfect, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I thought I made a mistake, and then you'll rush yourself back into a situation just because of it, right? Because you think that you made a mistake. That's not the way how to even start that situation. Let things flow naturally. If you find someone that you like and they just so happen to be of a other race, then pursue that and see if they're good. And if not, but still just be open, right? So
Yeah,
it
I
wouldn't
agree though.
so even with a divester, right? Because here's the difference between divestors and swirlers, where a lot of people don't know. when you're a divester, you have completely decided that you have cut off a particular group of individuals, right? You don't find any single one of those individuals attractive. You don't want nothing from this person. You don't want even want to be around them. You don't even want to hear their voice. Swirlers are just people who date many different type of people, many different type of cultures, many different type of ethnicities, right? When you're a swirler, you're not beholden to anyone. You're just open to anyone, right? You're just open to anyone, whoever is the best fit for you. But when you're a divester, that's just it. That is the Bible. The Bible is no, 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 no. You know what I'm saying? The Bible, the divester is no. That's why I used to hate when you have these raggedy ass dudes who come in here and they'll say, oh, look at all these divestors and shit. Like, dude, you don't even understand what the hell you talking about. Because if any of these women that was in these spaces around these men, they are not divestors. A divester would not be caught dead around you. So you don't even know who you're actually talking to, whether or not you perceive them to be interested in dating anybody else. But a divester would never be caught in these spaces around these men. Never. You'll know exactly where you'll find them at, and it won't be here. Because that's like the golden rule. That's the golden law. So it doesn't make no sense for them. They don't care about supporting those particular type of men. They don't care about none of that. They're like, no, I'm not even trying to be included into the community. When you're a divester, you're saying, I'm not even included into the community. Don't even add me as a +1. I don't care about what's going on in the community. I don't care about what's going on at all. That's a divester. What you're talking about is a swirler. Is a swirler.
Okay.
Yep. So let's go on. Let me play some more.
Okay.
Or get next to them. Some of y'all are actually mad at the fact that you feel like they're conceited and y'all trying to humble them because you're mad because you don't want to be rejected. You don't feel good enough to actually get the type of woman that you're attracted to. Now, if you doing that, that's a form of jealousy and envy, and you got to really look in the mirror as a man if you hating on a woman. You know, some of y'all be projecting y'all insecurities onto women, and that's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it's fake or real, stop hating. If it look good, it look good. Some of the shit be looking crazy. Some women be looking like clowns. Some be looking like chromosomes with their BBLs. Like, it is what it is, but some of them look good, and you know which ones I'm talking about. It's some women out here that look gorgeous with their makeup, gorgeous with their weave. You know, a lot of men like to call women crazy, but I kid you not, I really think it's a mental illness to be offended by how somebody else looks. Like, it's a sense of entitlement or something, like somebody owes y'all something. If you feel some type of way about what someone does to make them feel good, maybe it's because you don't feel good about yourself. Fellas, if y'all don't like women to wear makeup and weave, why do you keep approaching women?
It's because men don't care what we look like. They legitimately don't. Whatever it is that we do look like, they want us to look like something else. If you're natural, they want you to be a baddie. If you're a baddie, they want you to be natural because they hate you. That's why. It's about conquering and control. That's it. They don't care who you are, your personality. They never talk about personality. Here, they always talking about weaves and wigs and makeup. I mean, that's really like, what the hell is going on here? Like, what kind of man is obsessed with wigs, makeup, and all that type of stuff? But they never talk about, I want a woman who's kind-hearted. Because they don't. They don't care about your personality. They want to break you. Whatever it is that you are, they want to make you into something else so they can feel like they conquered you. Men hate women. And they'll be in the comments and they'll be like, no, it's just the men that you deal with. Really? Because every single woman on the planet has dealt with a man that has left a bad taste in her mouth. And that's just facts.
What I'm about to say does not come from a place of misandry. Because I know some of y'all genuinely hate men, and, you know, that's between you and God. What I'm about to share is a genuine observation, okay? I believe that men would genuinely be happier if they went after women on their level. This is not me coming from a place of ego and just thinking that I'm so amazing. This is a real life observation. Men would be happier if they went after the girl that is aligned with what they are willing to offer. It just is what it is. But they want to go after girls that have stuff going for themselves, girls that have standards. I'm not even trying to be like that, but girls that have hopes and dreams. Some guys should stay away from women that are ambitious and go for the girl that all she want to do is have a man and be a mom or be a housewife. Why are you going after a bitch that wants to run a Fortune 500 company one day, or a bitch that wants to be an astronaut? Or like, why are you going after somebody that their life is not going to be centered around you if you know that that's what you need, bro? If you're not on a level where it's like you want to run with the big dogs, like, why date a girl that wants to start a business if you know you don't want to start a business? You know you're not ambitious. Why bring her down, bro? Why have petty ass arguments for no reason? Why feel emasculated every moment of your life? Go be with a bitch that like bums. I mean, I'm not even trying to come off like that, but for real, there is a lid for every single pot. And you trying to force yourself into this girl's reality when y'all are just not aligned, bro. You're the loser in that dynamic. Go date somebody that does not, go be with somebody that's not aware that you're a loser. Like, there's so many people that just, there's so many women that just want a man. They want to go after the bitches that's cool being by themselves. That's what I don't understand. And then that's what makes me believe that you're on assignment by the enemy. Because if you know we're not equally yoked, what the are you even over here for, bro? From a place of...
This is a quote from the comedian Trevor Noah, pictured here, and his mother, pictured here in a younger photo with him, talking about her views of marriage and traditional men. The way my mother always explained it, the traditional man wants a woman to be subservient, but he never falls in love with subservient women. He's attracted to independent women. He's like an exotic bird collector, she said. He only wants a woman who is free because his dream is to put her in a cage. Now, expanding upon that quote, I definitely think it adds into what this previous creator that I stitched was saying, where these men will go for women out of their league. Like, professionally, personality-wise, will go after these women and then want them to shrink themselves in order to fit them into their lives. And part of that comes from, I believe, as part of it is jealousy of these women and their ambition and their goals and their drive. And they literally see these women living these good, decent lives and make it their life's goal to like be like, I gotta get in there, I gotta mess with her, she's living too good. And also, again, going back to the part of caging her, like, these are men that will literally cause problems in women's lives and make their lives so hellish. And again, ask them to shrink themselves, to belittle themselves, to downgrade their career, even though a big part of their personality is being ambitious, is being outspoken. Because again, a lot of these men are deeply jealous of these women. And again, like the quote was saying, their dream is to put her in a cage, because a lot of these men, again, because of the jealousy, want to break these women, want to succeed in breaking these women and breaking their goals for these women because of jealousy. A part of it is jealousy, but also going for women out of your league says a lot about your status as a man. A lot of men will go for women outside of their league specifically to make themselves look good.
they know they don't have much going on. They know they don't have much to offer. But if I'm a 5, but I can pull a 10 and really make her believe that I'm the best that she's ever going to get, it's the best social capital for them to be able to be like, hey, look, I pulled this really great gal. She is beautiful, ambitious, and she has money. Because it's really a bragging meter of, look at this woman who elevates my social status. Me being with her elevates my social status. It makes me look better to have this woman on my arm. And also, again, like adding to that ego of, look, I have tamed this wild woman. Look at all the things I made her do, all the things that I made her stop doing, or all the changes she made for me. I definitely do think a huge part of ego comes into that, of wanting to control this woman and wanting to succeed in breaking her and conquering her. Whereas subservient women who do want to cook and to clean and to be a traditional woman, there's no fun in that. There's no fun in conquering a traditional woman. There is fun in conquering a non-traditional woman, of saying, look what she did for me. Look, she turned down this job for me. She was going to go do this, but
to be
like, see,
honest,
look, she
though,
loved me so.
I feel like though when she means by traditional, I get that though, but everyone has a different definition of what traditional means. I have a different definition. My definition of traditional is a mix. I'm a mix of Western and Eastern culture, because the way I grew up and stuff. I have Eastern culture, but at the same time Western culture because where I was born. So that's my definition of traditional. So I kind of follow that type of thing. I get what she means though. But when we say traditional men or women, depends on what tradition. Because when we say tradition, what is tradition?
Well, see, here's the thing. You got to understand, young Reyes, the traditional talk in, especially where this lady is referencing to, is the traditional talk that's being talked about in these spaces, right? And the traditional talk is that, you know, the men go to work, they bring home the bacon, and the women stay home and they clean up the house, cook, and all that stuff, and render the kids, right? So that is their said supposed traditional lifestyle or traditional marriage or household, right? This is what they're talking about. We know that and you have seen, none of these people are traditional. We're not traditional, all right? We are not, we can't be, we're not even, in a way, we cannot even really even be traditional, because there's too many things in our life that is modern. We are modern people. We're not traditional. Though all those quote unquote traditional people that you're talking about are like 90 plus years old and they're in the grave. They are not around right now. Those are the traditional people, the ones who grew up before they actually had electricity and they were just using candles. Yeah, those dudes are not here anymore, right? You know, the ones who was like the ones who actually created the Oldsmobiles and stuff like that. Yeah, they're probably not even here anymore. They're really, really old in some nursing home. The real traditional people are not around anymore, and they're definitely not in control of what society is doing. We are modern people, and we've been modern for quite some time. And especially now that and now, especially now that we're in the 2020s, technology has pretty much been the way of life now. We are not traditional. And even the way how we do things and how we even approach dating and mating is not traditional. Like, that's why I did the whole dating series, and I showed everybody the proof when actually dated started and how datings have happened throughout the decades. We are completely different than how we used to date in the early 1900s. We are not dating. We're not dating to marry. We're not dating to, you know, to build family and all that stuff in a way. We're not waiting till marriage to have children. We're not doing any of that. And we haven't been doing any of that for quite some time. Dating has been recreational for a while now. And then also recreational sex has been accepted for a while now. So the same
I
people.
can see what you mean, though. That makes sense, though. For me, it's kind of different. If you mean in a Western sense, like what you're explaining, I get what you're talking about. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And what you're saying is you're explaining the idea in this Western society we stay in. That's what you mean, though. Because I get what you're trying to say. You know, I get you on that, though, and I'm not denying that. I agree to that. So basically, when she's describing Western, society and this traditional thing, we're not that. We're modern, though. I agree with you. So yeah, for me, though. Yeah, so for me, when I grew up, though, when I was born, both parents were working because they had to. By the time my siblings were born, then my mother chose to stay home more, stay home like that until her children grow up. So when you mean by that, I get you on that.
Right. Yeah, but that's what she's really talking about. So let's get some more, because I do have some more content for you and everyone here.
Okay.
So much. I told her no, and she said no. That's what a lot of these men get. They get a weird satisfaction out of knowing that they broke you, essentially, that they pretty much made you their own and got you to center them as much as possible, and also in certain essences break your self-esteem.
All right. So I wanted to read this chat. Oh, this message. So from INC Intelligent Neandro Caveman. He said, many men still just want to go to work and come home to his woman. What do women want to do? And what actually is best for the children that women can agree to? What is the best for man and women in child and mass? Okay, so here's the thing. Intellectual or intelligent Neanderthal caveman. I don't even know, why would you name yourself that? But anyway, the thing about it is it will have to be something that is an individual plan for those particular people that's involved, right? Not every marriage is going to be the same, right? We know that not every woman is wife material, mother material, right? Or even probably might have issues of actually even being a mate, even, right? We know that women have these different things about them. Doesn't mean that they're a bad person, but they might necessarily not be the right person for the job, or that's something that they don't want, right? And then we also know the same thing when it comes down to men. Not every man is a leader. Y'all can admit it amongst yourselves, but then you go around women and try to say that every man is a leader. That is the weirdest thing.
Mm-hmm.
That is the weirdest thing, that you can identify a man who is not a leader amongst men, but then you think even a man who is not even considered a leader amongst men is still a leader amongst women. That is weird, right? We also know that not every man is a family orientated man, right? There's men who literally will get married because they think their wife is a wife appliance that is supposed to take care of all the chores and things of that sort that they used to do by themselves as a single person. They think that now that they're employing a woman to do it because she gets to live in their house, right? So they look at their wife as a wife appliance. When it comes down to kids, they just feel that they're doing it just for pure nature reason, right? Like, oh, this is just something that I have to do. I have to have kids. But you can tell by the way how they act, they are not family orientated. They don't find it fun going on family trips. They don't find it fun going to freaking Disney and taking a whole bunch of pictures with Goofy and Donald Duck and Mickey. They don't find none of that stuff fun, right? There are also men who are loners, right? Where there are men who are generally, they don't like real close attachment to people. right? They don't want to be close to women. They don't necessarily are not close to men either. They're all about they're all about their paper. They're all about their success. They're very ego driven, and they have a lot of dedication and discipline towards the tasks and the goals that they want in their life. So everything else takes a back step, right? And these are not necessarily bad traits in men. The whole point is when people do their due diligence to understand who they are, they can have a better chance of selecting the right person that is going to fit who they are. Meaning, if you are a man, let's say you're a man who's an ambitious man, right? Very ambitious. The sky is the limit. You want to hit every ceiling possible that you could possibly hit. That's great. But guess what? We know that those particular type of men, they will want a woman who is very a homebody. They would want a woman who is a homebody. They would definitely want a woman who is very codependent, right? Who really needs his attention. But what happens, right? When you deal with a woman who's really focused on you and you're a very driven man, a part of her love language is that you have to show her affection and quality time. Well, guess what? You don't have that because you're goal driven. So what happens? You end up abandoning that woman who needs that from you. So yes, that's what you was looking for. You wanted, he said he loves Disneyland. Oh, well, I'm glad you love Disneyland. You're one of the few, right? But that's what's the problem, right? Because those type of men who are very goal driven, they want the woman who's going to be home, who's going to be waiting for them at the door with smile, food, and probably maybe a skimpy outfit on, ready to suck his knob by once he finishes his sandwich, right? You have to be willing if you want that type of woman, because there are women that are that type that's really into their men, right? They like everything is their men, everything, their whole world is their men. If you want that type of woman, you have to be willing to give the proper allotted time for that woman to fulfill her love language. Because if you don't do it, she's going to feel abandoned and she's going to leave. And those will be the same men saying, "Oh, this woman broke my heart and these women are not loyal," but you didn't do what you needed to do to fulfill that love language that she needed from you. You was only thinking that the simple fact that she's all about you, that's what you need. You didn't think what you need. You wasn't thinking about what she's going to need for her to be sustained to deal with the fact that you're going to go out and
I
take
can agree to that though. Also, that isn't it also some ambitious guys also want an ambitious woman as well? Because some guys who are like very ambitious though, they want someone who's similar to them in an ambitious sense though. Because they want like some ambitious guys ask like, some ladies though what they really want to do or make something of themselves and stuff like that. You get some of those hustler type guys.
No, and I agree. But see, this is what I'm saying. This is when people really just have to really know who they are, right? Because there are ambitious men who likes a ambitious woman like themselves because they know that she's not clingy, right? Because in their mind, they like, listen, I can't deal with a woman who is clingy, who's going to need me to sit and do nothing or lay around and watch a movie for 4 to 5 hours when I actually could have did something else that is more productive towards my goal with those 4 to 5 hours, right? And a woman who is just as ambitious, she's going to understand that, right? Because she don't got that type of time either. So you know what she's going to do? The time when y'all do link up is going to be magical and impactful because y'all know y'all both had to sacrifice that time to build your relationship. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all both are supporting each other by y'all ambitions of goals, y'all own separate goals that you have for yourself. Those situations does happen. But I'm just saying, like, when he went towards the question that he said, when it comes down to children, it also has to, like, first of all, when it comes down to children, the parents are supposed to be for children, period. That is not the time where you need to be thinking solely about yourself. At that time, you have to really put those kids as a priority, right? So y'all have to both of y'all have to both put in effort. You have to both do what you need to do for those kids. You have to both educate those kids. You have to both watch those kids. You have to both vet their friends. You have to both vet their school. You have to both watch what they're eating. Make sure that you're building healthy habits in the kitchen, so they're not going out there thinking that they're starving because they didn't eat McDonald's, right? Like, these are things that you have to do, but this is
I also think I can agree to that, but I also feel though, like also the way you speak to them as well, because some children know, the way a parent talks to them, they cannot handle, a certain tone of voice. I understand that's normal and it's natural that a person speaks a way, but it's also they have to find a way how to speak to the child in a way, because some children cannot handle a person, who has that type of authoritative voice. Yes, that is needed though. However, some people cannot take that though, because it either, makes the child feel resentful or makes the child feel scared or upset though, because some children cannot handle that type of voice. They want, like the parent to actually understand how to speak to them in a way, because not everyone's made to speak like that.
No, I agree, but we know that there is a certain way that you have to be with children, right? We have to be.
I get that though.
You have to have love, care, concern, but you also have to be stern, but stern with love, right? Like, you have to show them that the things that you're doing is not just because I'm your parent and you do it as I say. That's one of the worst answers that you could possibly say to a kid, right? Because that's why kids become rebellious. If they're supposed to be their own body, their own entity and stuff, right? Pro-lifers, they're their own bodies, they're all that stuff, right? So if they're their own bodies and all the stuff like that, and they have the right for this and they have the right to that, then it is you saying that you just have to do it because I say so and not explaining to them. They're going to be rebellious, because that's just the nature of people.
Yeah.
Rebellious when it doesn't feel right to them and it doesn't align with what they want, right? So you have to find better parenting skills to be stern and for them to understand the reason behind it. But they should always know that you're doing what you're doing out of love and not out of, I'm taking my anger out on you because I have no control, nor do I have any authority anywhere else outside of my household.
Yeah, I can agree to that. Fully agree with you on that though. Also, it's just like some of it though, it's just adding to what your point is. So I agree with your point. It's also, I just feel like adding like a little bit to it, because you actually made a good point and I like to add to it.
No, that's fine. That's fine, Reyes. Let's play some more.
All right, let's see.
As well.
Let's talk about the reason why men don't want a pick-me girl, but when it comes to, I'm not sure yet, girl, they love her. A pick-me girl abandons herself like this. She has no sense of self. She always tries to be and do whatever she thinks he wants her to be and do, because she doesn't believe that she's good enough. She doesn't value herself, so she's always in the convincing mode. And she's never going to find a guy who's going to treat her better than the way that she treats herself. Do you think a man is going to be crazy about a woman that he doesn't value? Absolutely not. But on the other hand, I'm not sure yet, girl, that one is super attractive. She knows exactly who she is. She knows what she's bringing to the table. So she's not interested to convince anyone. She already knows she's worthy. So she's staying objective. Instead of trying to be convenient, nice girl, she stays objective. She actually stays in her power and looks at the guy and let me see if I actually like you. Let me see if you're actually compatible. She has no problem to say no to the things that she doesn't want to do. She has a strong boundaries. She does not walk on eggshells. So she exudes confidence, self-worth, value. And not surprisingly, men love that. Men want to be with a woman that they value. So when she's showing that that's who she is, a high value woman, he's going to love her. So bottom line, don't be a pick-me girl. Value yourself.
Red pill dudes don't want pick-me girls.
Yes, why do these boys claim that they want this housewife who's going to stay at home, raise the kids, just drop her whole life and wait on them hand and foot? And then when they're presented with that, they actually don't want anything to do with those pick-me girls? That creator absolutely nailed it. It's because that's not what they want at all, actually. These boys have dehumanized women and the act of dating so substantially that they've essentially turned it into almost like a giant video game, where they want to fight women who are the exact opposite of that into subservience. And it's the same thing as when they looked into what men actually meant when they said they wanted to date an intelligent woman, which was that they wanted to date a woman that was intelligent, yes, but always a little bit less intelligent than them, right? So that they were always kind of challenging them and whatnot, but usually not winning. It's the same reason that movie Poor Things, when you look it up on Google, is listed under comedy/fantasy, even though it was the most disturbing movie many of us had ever seen. It was directed by a man based off of a book written by a man, and it is being absolutely eaten up and loved by men right now. And I see this all the time when I'm dating, because if y'all know me, you know that I am stubborn, right? I love good witty banter, and I love researching and debating topics, of course. So I always attract these boys who are really interested in those things as well. And at the very beginning, that's always what they say they love about me, right? Like, I'm very goal-oriented. I know exactly what I want out of this life. I'm very independent. I'm upfront about it always. I love some friendly banter and debating and discussing topics. But then what happens is one of two things. I see them either get tired or grow exhausted of the fact that they're not like consistently winning all the, like they win some of our arguments and our banters, right? But they're not winning as many as they'd want. And suddenly all of this banter that was fun and flirty and exciting at the beginning is becoming boring and difficult, and it's all my problem, right? They want the women who can challenge them, but they can still put in their place at the end of the day. Or when the more serious topics come around, like marriage and children, and they want me like at home sat with the kids to abandon my life, I get like startled and upset out of nowhere when I'm like, yeah, I don't know if that's what I want for my life. Like as if at some point I was going to magically change my mind on all of these things. And in fairness, like maybe someday I'll want those things, but definitely not right now. And I never gave you any preconceived notions that that would be something that I would want right now. And that upsets them deeply because they feel they've lost in this strange game of dating that they've created.
The red pill dudes don't want pick-me girls.
So I wanted to stop there because what she did, what that young lady did, she hit a real bar, right? Because we see that a lot out here. We see that a lot in the space. A lot of men do believe that once they get a certain type of girl, that once that woman comes, she's supposed to change, or she's supposed to automatically know how to be molded into said individual woman that they're supposed to be in a relationship with. Now, it goes back to what the other girls were saying in the other TikToks. If you had a woman who was wearing wigs, wearing makeup, and all the stuff like that, dressing a certain type of way in the beginning, then you decided, you made the educated decision, right? Because I'm gonna make sure, I'm hoping that you use your head on your shoulders and not the head between your legs. But you made the educated decision to go ahead and deal with this woman. Everything about this woman and personality you liked in the beginning when it was all rainbows and sunset. Now all of a sudden, when you feel that you locked her down, right? You was able to lock her down, you purchased her, right? Because you act like you purchase women. You purchased her, you took her off the market. Now all of a sudden, everything about this model of a woman is no longer good for you or at your standard, and you literally go hell-bent to change the very essence of this woman. And or you expect her that she willingly wants to change the very essence of herself.
I agree with you though. Sorry,
Yeah.
I agree with you on that though. And also when you're saying about the pick me thing, the pick me part though, I agree with that. That's kind of vice versa in a way. No woman wants a guy who's a simp.
No, that's not true. I would say that
Oh,
would be
sorry, that's my
some
mistake.
women. I would say
Not
some
all,
women.
but
Yeah.
I
I would say,
quote
yeah.
the words. Poor
Yeah.
choice of words, though.
No. It's not a choice. It's not a bad choice of words. I'm just saying that some women they do, and a lot of women don't. Right there, but what I notice about a lot of women is that I see that even when they get with a man, whatever that man shows up as, women accept the man who he is, or how he presents himself the first time around. It's not
Oh, okay.
until later on. It's not until later on in the relationship that women tends to find out that that man is not who he said he was in the beginning. All of a sudden, all these other things that was hidden before out of his representative, right? You tend to see it. So it's like, oh, well, here's the real me. Take me as I am, and that is what is expected, for women. But what this lady is saying that the men are not doing that. They're not taking women as they are. They are literally taking women, and they make the women believe that they are accepted exactly the way they is. And then while they have her off the market in their clutch, now they want to change her. Now they want to belittle her. Now everything about her that was cute, funny, spicy, whatever not, is now annoying, is toxic, is crazy, is degenerate. Now it's all these horrible things. And they will try to enforce whatever their standard is on that woman to start to mold into that position. But with women is, oh, you have to accept me where I am. You have to accept me where I am. Here I am. It's your fault that you fell in love with the representative. You have to accept me for where I am right now. And if you don't, you're selfish. If you don't, you're cruel. If you don't, you're naive. If you don't, you're gullible. And if you don't, you're not mate material. Right? Like you have to, once they drop that bomb on you, it is expected of you to show grace and to deal with what you're dealing with right now. It's not the same with men. That's what she's trying to show. Because these men will sit up here and they will literally try to change women as much as possible. As much as possible, they'll sit up there and try to change women. They would. Not all, but a lot will. And we do hear in these spaces the men who do have that in mind. Really. Let's go on.
Okay.
They don't want pick-me girls.
Why are there all these pick-me girls out there who aren't getting picked? Because they're doing all the right things. Well, that's because it's not about them and it never was, and it's all about the flaws in someone else. But get your coffee, get your beanie. We're going to talk about it.
Welcome to Coffee Talk with your host, Linda Richmond.
So first things first, you know what the Matrix is an allegory for, right?
I'm glad that it has gotten out that, that was the original intention, but the world wasn't quite ready at a corporate level. The corporate world wasn't ready for it. So the
Wachowski sisters created the Matrix in the 90s to include communities that the red pill people have squarely put themselves against in opposition to, just because they didn't feel like looking into anything and never listen to anyone else's perspective. Not listening and only caring about their perspective doesn't sound like a great partner to me, but that doesn't seem like it has a whole lot to do with your behavior one way or the other, does it? No. Now let's talk about what's going to be expected of you physically that you actually don't really have control over, like...
I would say if there's one thing that's held me back in dating, it is the height. I would
think
say
so?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Now, is that because you want a guy taller?
It's me. It's my fault.
Oh yeah, it's definitely her choosing, because someone who does not have the strength and wherewithal to have a partner who has an opinion definitely could handle a partner who's taller than he is. In my experience, they're typically looking for someone who's like 5'6", 5'7", and under, and fiery. But why the fire? And that's what these other people are explaining, and I'm so glad people are talking about this. They don't want someone who's already that way. They don't want that, because then it's not about, these are abusers. That's what they are. That's what they are. What fun is it in them for them if you're already like that and they don't get to just barrel you into submission for years until you're no longer a scrap of who you were when you met them? That's part of the game. They like it. They like it. And I know it's hard to understand. Like, they like that? They do. A guy like that going out and looking for a lady, honestly, and this has happened to me several times, trust, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But they're going to look for someone who's more like me, who's like, and you know what I mean? Because that is where the game that they want to play lies. Think about it. They don't have to be single. All these men that are complaining about being single, if they went after the women who wanted them, who wanted that life, we could pair up most of those people. That's just not what they're looking for. Think about it. Why is Johnny from the block... It was so bad. Anyway, sorry. Think about it. Why does Johnny, who has all these values and these morals and these whatever, why would he want to date? Why is he complaining that women like us don't want to be with him? Unless he wanted to be with us. No, thank you. No, thank you. It's been enough of my life barefoot and pregnant. We're fine. Have a good day.
I'm going to tell you why in the end men don't pick girls who do everything for them. The pick-me girls, as we call them online. The reason is not because they get annoyed by them. It's not anything like that. They will often pick the girl who's hard to get, and those girls they call gold diggers or whatever it is, who are only about themselves, who are all selfish. The reason is because once they get into a relationship with a pick-me girl, they realize how much she takes away from his freedom and how much energy she requires. Because when a woman is all about herself and doing what she wants to do, she also gives that man freedom, and she gives him a status boost as well, and she makes him achieve more. Whilst if you are a pick-me type of woman, you are a pick-me type of woman because you require that same energy back. So when a pick-me doesn't get that type of energy back in a year or in a few months when she's dating him, guess what? She is blowing up your phone. She's asking why you're not consistent. She's asking you where you're going. She's asking you all these questions all the time because she expects her investments returned. So in the end, men don't like that. No matter how much they say they like that, they don't like that. Because the biggest value for men is remaining themselves, having freedom. That is what they want.
So I've seen firsthand men who try.
So these ladies are spitting a bar. They definitely are spitting a bar because that is one of the main reasons why there are so many pick-me women, but none of them is married. None of them is married. They're always around to save the day of a man who is not even looking at them, and it's because to these men, pick-me women screams, I'm going to have to receive the same type of energy that that you're requesting me. They can see it from a mile away that woman is going to acquire the same type of attention and all that stuff like that they acquire from the women. And those particular type of men, because this is not all, but those particular type of men, they don't have that in them. They don't want to do the same thing that they are requiring their mates to do for them, to be there emotionally, to have quality of time and all the stuff like that. They don't want to do that, right? They want to be able to do what they want to do, and they only want to be able to give what they want to give. So, yeah, they'll use the pick-me woman to boost them up and to be a bat signal to the women that they do want, that this is an upstanding guy, because the pick-me woman is going to sing these dudes praises, even though they're not dudes that should be sung praises to. But she's going to do her job for him to wave out the back signal about this dude, that he is such a great catch, that he is special and all this stuff like that, and you should give this guy a shot, all while he's going to just utilize that to get the girl that he really want. He's going to say, "Thank you, pick me. You did your job. Thank you very much. Keep hope alive and finding your mate. Keep hope alive. Maybe someone is going to be willing to be that for you. Thank you, though."
Okay.
Hold on, let me read this real quick. So, intelligent Neanderthal caveman said, "That sounds like a narcissist or someone who isn't just trying to love and protect, but trying to manipulate and change a person. But all in all, whatever the woman doesn't like, she can freely break up." Yes, in some situations, intelligent, that is the case, right? But we do see when you're in a narcissistic relationship that it can go left real quick. Most of the time, just having a breakup is like the easiest part, right? Like that's like the no problem, no situation. But now think about if you're dealing with someone who's a narcissist who's quite controlling and stuff like that. Then you have things where they'll turn your family and friends against you. You also have things where they will stalk you. They'll try to destroy any new forms of relationships and stuff by smearing your reputation, you're smearing your character. Then also there has the ones who are violent, right? That's that violent aspect of it too. Some of these individuals, and this is not just a man thing, this is also a woman thing too. They can become violent, right? They can become violent. They'll try to hurt other loved ones. They'll try to mess up your newfound relationship. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. Oh, Jalen's back. Okay, hold on. If you want to come back up, Mama, here you go. Here you go. I only got a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna have to head out soon. I think I can stay until at least 7:15. But let's see. Let's see.
Okay, I got you though.
Okay. So Intelligent Neandro said, I don't want freedom. I will take that as I please within my freedom. I want to be locked down in love and security with my lady. I welcome it. I think relationships help people grow. Yes, listen. Okay, so relationships does. Okay, now let me come back online. All right. So relationship does help people grow, right? But relationships only help people grow two ways. You can learn from all the negative things, you can learn from the errors and the mistakes that you've made. And the other thing is, if you have a healthy relationship, y'all can grow together, right? Those are like just pretty much the things that can come out of it. I try to be as positive when it comes down to things of that sort, because if you sit up there and you dwell on things and you're more pessimistic about things, you tend to bring more negative and pessimistic things into your life, right? So even when a breakup happens and occur, you have to think about the positive things that come out of the breakup. You know what I'm saying? And then, it's all about your mindset and your train of thought. But yeah, if you want that, I'm sure you will get that. But like I said, get it the right way. Get it the right, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to force it into someone because of your perceived idea about who this person is going to be or show up in your life. It might not be necessarily the case. She might be a 10, but she could be a 10 who is not your cup of tea when it comes down to personality. Not your cup of tea as in someone that you want to marry or cohabitate with, right? Because there's a lot of people who married or got with women that they thought was a 10 or a 9 or whatever not. And then they realized when they actually got in the house with them and started living with them, that was a big blow to them. You know what I'm saying? That was a big blow. Like their bubble got popped. Their bubble like pop. Oh, wow. I had all this in my head about this said individual, and now I look at this person differently, right? But what you do, and that happens to everyone, right? That happens to everyone. But what makes it different, the ones that go past that journey of you're realizing there's more things about this person, and necessarily it might not be things that you like. What makes it last is the actual communication and the connection that you have with that individual, that person willingly makes you want to work with what they got, even the things that there's bad about them, what per se, or vices about them that you don't like. It's not that you brush it over. It's not a brushing over situation. It's just like, okay, there's certain things about this person that I necessarily don't like, but as long as I can see that whatever the things or vices about this person doesn't affect me, doesn't harm me, and it wouldn't harm our relationship, those are the ones that makes it past that awkward period. But if your whole relationship was on a superficial level to begin with, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because there was nothing in depth or deep about that relationship that would have made you be like, you know what? I don't like that you do this. It really does annoy me, but this is something that is this is something that you're used to doing, and I'm just going to just pick my battles. I'm going to pick my battles of the things that we might need to change, that we're going to continue to have a great relationship, because not everything is a fight, right? Not everything is a fight, and not everything should be a fight. Not everything should.
Mhm.
Let's see. We Unlock. Hey, We Unlock. He said, whatever happened to liking a person for who they are? Well, that's the thing. Most people don't like each other. We Unlock. That's what I was kind of stating. A lot of people don't like each other. A lot of people pretend to like an individual, right? A lot of people have certain things that they like about an individual, but they're not honest about it. So, like, for example, there's men who only like women for their body. There's men who only like women for their looks. But God, if that women open up their mouth, they can't stand it. It's like nails on a chalkboard, right? Then there's things of like there's women that like guys for money, but necessarily don't like his look, probably necessarily don't even like being in bed with them. It's all these type of things. And what we're realizing is that people are not actually dating or mating people that they actually like. They're dating and mating only for certain attributes that they feel that they can't live without. Right?
Mhm.
But then as soon as they find those same attributes in somebody else, in a better capsule of a body or a better living circumstances, you wonder why now all of a sudden is I just don't love you anymore and I'm getting a divorce or I'm leaving or whatever. Not that's what happens. That's exactly what happens.
Mhm. Yeah, I get you on that though.
Oh,
I know.
Oh, she said when she wanted me to drop my lip club. Okay, so no, this is not the red, Jalen. This is not the red. This is coral. This is a coral color. Let me drop this in here. It's coral. Yeah, I wear reds and corals. Corals look very good on dark-skinned women. So
Okay.
I know. I'm sorry, Yo Reyes. I know you're not into that stuff. I'm just gonna put the
Wait, into what exactly?
makeup.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
I don't mind though. I'm not gonna judge like that. That's just the person how they choose to express. That's how they express. I don't mind.
That's cool. That's cool. That's good to know.
Yeah, I don't mind though. To be honest, I don't mind. If you want to be natural, be natural. That's okay. That's fine with me though.
Yeah, I have most of the here's the funny thing, right? Most days and even most times when I come on here, I'm natural face. It's only certain times where I actually be like, you know what, I want to wear makeup, or if I was out doing something, then I had to put on a little makeup on. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, most of the time I'm without makeup, especially with my job. Especially with my job, it doesn't even make sense to be putting makeup on when I'm sitting up there being gun ho with guns and stuff like that. So, it doesn't even
That
make it.
makes sense. I respect that actually. I respect that. 'Cause that's how you choose to express yourself. For me, I like to express myself differently. Sometimes I like to wear a blue bandana when I go outside. That's how I like to express myself because that's fashion for me. From where I'm from, though, I know what bandana is like. That it's like made to stop sweat, and I know what people think it is. But for me, though, where I'm from, though, most people my age like to wear that stuff. It's more fashion than it is. So I like to wear a blue bandana when I go outside. That's my expression.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's cool. So let's see. Intelligent Neanderthal caveman said, I can never hit a woman or do anything knowingly negative to women. I think about women in loving terms and a lover's mind. I already love women, and the right love for me is just right and perfect for me. I mean that yeah, I understand. And that that's good. I'm glad that you feel that way about women. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
We Unlock says some of us need to get off this social media demon. Yeah, absolutely, and go get checked into a asylum because you're doing too much. Let's see.
Mhm.
Let's see. Well, Wheelock said, how can you explain the people before us who have been in marriages, for example, for 40 and 50 years? Okay, so the people that been in marriages for a very long time, they had an element of survival and they had an element of uh yeah, I was definitely say survival, right? That they had a stronger element of survival and linking up with another person to live at that time, right? Now even people mating and dating now um is all because they want to. It's not because they have to, right? It's not because they have to. Like there was a reason back 40, 50 years ago, women was going to home ec and they were going to charm school and stuff like that to learn to be wise because that was what women had to look forward to. They had to look forward to learning how to be wives and to obtain a man, right? And then the men, they wasn't necessarily trained to get a wife. They was trained to get resources so they can obtain a wife, right? So there that was the real kind of reason things were back then. And then people got comfortable. People didn't want to jump out and do the whole dating process again. Some people came in with money and they would end up losing money. So there's a lot of things that happened back then why people had long marriages. I just don't like when people try to paint it as it was all bushy tails and sunshine. It wasn't. It wasn't all gloom and sorrow
Mhm.
and everybody was caught like, caught in
Oh,
captivity.
okay.
But
Okay. Sorry,
but
that's just what I'm gonna say is, but isn't it also some people back then also some people just chose to basically stay together, like it's like some kind of form of coexistence. It's like pretty much like, the love was there and there's some kind of love in there, but at the same time it's just like coexisting as in a way like, look, I I you and me are just here together and we'll just leave it there and we'll just stay together as it is. So we'll just live together, stay together and how it is though. Some
right.
people chose to be like that, coexisting.
Right, but that's the thing. That's another thing too, because it's a lot of people think that these marriages were loving marriages. A lot of them not. A lot of them was marriages of convenience, right? It was marriages of convenience. We all come from an era where uh our marriages were arranged. It doesn't matter whether it was in the Western countries or whatever. Not marriages originally was arranged marriages. You was marrying complete strangers that you didn't meet until your wedding
Mhm.
night. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. A lot of it was built on convenience, and then we started adding the romantic part to it within the 1900s because we wanted it to make it more fun. You know what I'm saying? And we felt that if people was marrying when they had feelings involved, that would have long lasting marriages and not being miserable and being married to somebody for 30 years that you can't stand and you have to do this. You got to take care of this person. You got to feed this person, you got to cook for this person, clean this person, and you don't even like this person, right? I just
Yeah,
think
I get you though. Yes, correct though. I agree though. And also, nowadays as well, very much, you see Muslims go on a date. That's called halal dating. That's kind of a new form of getting married though. Because that's kind of a new form that they've recently come up though with. So and that's kind of like the old school courtship that people used to have a long time ago. That's what Muslims kind of do nowadays though. So they find each other, they go on a date, and they pretty much bring their family on one table, and your family go on one table, the other family go on the other table, and both just sit there and talk, and they don't touch each other. They just basically sit, talk, and no physical contact. They just do that. That's called halal dating.
okay.
That's a
So
different concept nowadays, though, people do. That's a third option that people do. Mostly for me, it's either arranged love or that, or I go ask the father's permission before marriage. That's the other way of doing that.
okay, cool. So Wheelock said, you know what I kind of misspoke? What I was going to say was can we do to repeat, if any, the ones that came before us that were in marriages, for example, of 40 and 50 years? So it depends on what do you want to see. So if you just want to see people that are just married for 40, 50 years, the best way it would be is not to marry for love. That's the answer. If you want to see people being married for very long periods of time, if people only focus on marrying for resources, like a business type of partnership type of thing, then yeah, you'll probably see that. But as long as people are worrying about their feelings, having emotions with people and stuff like that, love, then there is no guarantee for the 40 and 50, right? And then also is about, are those people willing to sacrifice to stay with someone for 40 years or 50 years and not get what they need to feel from their mate, right? Are people willing to do that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people are willing to do that. But I mean, to some men, like even some, so let's say like the married men who cheat, right? Though those men are willing to stay married to their wives, but when they need to get their kicks off, what they do, they go cheat with the side chick. So that's the reason why that makes them very easy for them to stay married to this said women, because they're already going out there getting their 20%, even though they have their 80% at home. So, I don't know. Like, I'm just saying that the whole situation is not necessarily perfect. Yes, it looks good on picture to be married for 40 years, 50 years. It looks great. But not everybody are married that long for that bubbly, oh, I love you more than anything in life itself. It's sometimes it's really not like that. It's great for the ones who do have that, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. And also, some people just get to a point of like, I'm just gonna coexist with you, and that's it, though. Look, there's a part of me that loves you, but at the same time doesn't. And we'll just stay together as it is. Just leave it there. We'll just stay there, and that's it, though. Some people just choose to do that. They stay in a marriage, but they just coexist. Just like they stay in one place, and that's it. They just mutually just understand, look, there's respect there, but at the same time, love was there, but it's not there anymore, so they just stay where they stay.
Oh, okay.
Some people choose to do that. I wouldn't say everyone. Some people feel like if that's how it is, they'll go.
Right, of course. It depends. It depends on, on that person, right? It really does. Like, it's so hard to actually pinpoint when is the right time to stay, when is the right time to go, when is the right time to, hit the hay, or, pump your brakes and, and stand the test of time. It's hard, and it's going to change for everyone because everybody's situation is different.
Yeah.
Everyone's situation is different. And the funny thing about it is, sometimes I can't, I hate when people want to reference or only want to use when it comes down to very religious bound countries, right? Because the reason why those marriages stay the way that they are is not because these people like each other. It's because it's their religion and they love their religion. They are deeply loyal and disciplined to their religion. But it doesn't have anything to do with them actually really liking each other or actually really loving each other in that way. But when
Yeah,
you're,
I can agree with you on that. I also say it's also, sorry, I was gonna say this quickly and then I'll give you a go. I was gonna say it's mostly family. People in these types of country do it for the family. That's just what religion and also family. Because some people just do this to, like, they stay together for the children, but also for the sake of the family. That's what some people like to do. Some people like to stay married, not just for them, but they also feel like it's best for the family also.
yeah, that's true too. Let's see. Intelligent Andrew said, I will deal with all my crazy folks, LOL. Their airiness, and I will love them back to health if they want it or need it. I'm a strong black man. I can handle the love and the hate. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we in law. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like not marrying for love, right? Because the thing about it is that we should know that love is just not only just feelings. Love is acts of service. Is work. Love is work. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't want to do that type of work. So I don't know if it's going to be beneficial for us to keep on leading with love as the reason of getting with people. If people are more I guess like I would like to say logical and being in forming relationships of utility can last for a very, very long time. So if you just want to look at the image and of the imagery of people being together for 40, 50 years, then relationship of utility is what you're asking for. It would not necessarily be love. And not in every case
Mhm.
it would be love. Let's see what
Yeah.
else. No, TMKC said, dang, we'll all be single for real, for real. Oh my God. Let's see. He said, certain people have not experienced love or being in love or having a family or marriage, etc. If someone says they want that, what are people going to say? No, you're not qualified. This is wrong. No, it's not. I don't wait. Let me read that again. So you said, yes, some people have not experienced love, right? Or have they experienced healthy love and what that looks like? Then you said being in love. I do think that people have experienced that. It's called limerence, right? Where they think they're in love with someone, they're in love with the image or what they perceive in their mind about said individual, right? Um, and you said having family or marriage. Yes, some people don't have family or marriages or married, right? And you said if someone says they want that, what are people going to say? Well, no, it's okay. So it's not about you not being qualified. It's about necessarily like, are you really ready? Right? A lot of people say that they're ready for these things, and then when they actually get what they want, they're not ready. Or they have a whole different idea of what those things are supposed to look like in their life. That's what's really happening. I mean, is that's exactly all I can really say about that. Let's see.
Okay.
Kuma. So let's see. Kuma said, do women want to be conquered by the men that no, they don't. Women don't want to be conquered. The simple fact that even men think that women want to be conquered is insane. It's really insane.
Mm-hmm.
Words have meaning, right? Words have meaning, and words have a little bit of energy or power in it. That's why when we have motivational speakers, they get paid a lot of money because the words that they use can galvanize a certain form of energy or inspiration in people. Words have meaning, sir. The simple fact that you want to conquer someone is that goes to show that everything that these ladies were saying in this live stream is true. It's a conquest that you're seeking. It's never been about love because love has nothing to do about conquering anything.
Mm-hmm. I agree though. Also, like when people say love as well, sometimes though, like what do people define as love though when you broke it down as well, it's not just a word or like when you're breaking down the love type thing, I agree with you on that. Cause, when you ask a person what does love mean and stuff like that, cause the definition can be very different though. So when you explain that thing though, I get it.
Right. Oh, Jalen, he wrote it in here. You can't see him? He must have blocked you. If you can't see him, he must have blocked you. Damn. All right, let's play a little bit more because I gotta get on out of here and get ready to go to work.
Okay.
Try to change women into something that they're not. I've seen it both ways. He wants the shy girl to be the extrovert girl, and I've also seen men who have the extroverted party girl, and then he wants to change her into being the introverted shy girl. And that's why I think a lot of men date with a conquer mindset because they find that it's more exciting for them than a pick-me girl who is going to morph her whole personality to try to please him. The hardest thing to watch is women losing themselves because of a relationship. She no longer has her own plans or her own thoughts because everything is dictated by what the man wants. I had a friend who every relationship she went into, she was a different person because she was just willing to follow her boyfriends everywhere that they were willing to take her. She never had a mind of her own. She never had a personality of her own. And after a while, I just had to cut her off because based on who she was with at the time, you could never predict the person that she would actually be.
All right, so that's the end of that live stream. I do have other videos to show you, so I probably try to kick those out tomorrow. And you know, we all know that Veterans Day is Monday. Y'all might catch me on TV. Shh. If you do see me, don't let anybody know that's me. But yeah, I'll be in the parade and everything like that. So you might catch me on Veterans Day. Whatever not. And shout out to all our veterans. Happy Veterans Day. Go eat good, eat well. You know what I'm saying? Eat good, right? Hearty. Right? So let me just read out some of these messages, and then we're gonna end it for the rest of the night. So Intelligent Angel Caveman said exactly, it's about work. We can love that we work well together and get our job done and hang our hats on that as adults and family. But who is willing to do it has to stand up and stand out. Yeah, I mean, it does. It does do that. It does. Yeah, you have to be able to work at it. It's work. It is work, but it's the work that you said that you wanted. It's the work that you said, that you willingly asked for to be in. So if you look at it in that type of mindset, you shouldn't be feeling bad about or feeling that you're losing out on anything that you are giving in that, unless, unless you realize that it's a one-sided situation. Then when you realize it's a one-sided situation, that's when you are no longer obligated to said relationship, and you can now gracefully bow out. Okay, but while you're in it, and if it's not one-sided, you see the effort is being done on both sides. It's the work that y'all both asked for. All right.
Okay.
All right. Do you have anything that you want to say before I head out?
Okay, sure. So pretty much what I found interesting is how we broke down what is traditional and what is modern and stuff. I found really interesting though, because it makes sense though. We are modern. But also to me though, when we say modern though, the definition of that is also different also. Because every generation is very different when you say modern though. Because when we say modern or traditional, when we use these terms are very different how we define it.
Yes, it is. And that's what I'm saying. Every tradition or traditional time was different every decade. There's a reason why we used to wear the big broad shoulders, and we used to wear corsets and certain different dresses and stuff like that throughout the time, throughout the years. There's a reason why, because they're in those different decades, they had their traditions that they created within those decades, right? And some traditions have have stayed true throughout the test of time. But here's the funny thing. When are we, as the modern people, when are we going to create our own traditions, and the ones that we want to hold true to, not the ones that are degenerate, the ones that we complain about and stuff like that? When are we going to actually sit down and decide to create the said traditions that we want to move on forward into the generation in the future? Right now, we can do that right now. We can start and set our own traditions today.
Yeah, I can agree to that. Yeah. So for me, my way of traditional is, Western and Eastern mix. because I do have some westernized views as well, but at the same time, I have Eastern point of view also, and that's how I am very traditional in a way. And I got some of that old school Eastern stuff, but at the same time, a little bit of a westernized mix. That's just what I am personally, though, because that's what I'm defined as, though, because the way I grew up and everything. So when you mean by that, yeah, that makes total sense.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for kicking it with me, Young Reyes. I appreciate you. You enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. And I want to say shout out to everyone who was able to come and show love, show support. You are appreciated. Thank you very much. Everyone who was able to view, or even if you didn't write in the chat, thank you very much for your viewership. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe. I am going live tomorrow. I will show the rest of the videos that I wasn't able to actually tackle tonight. And I want to say we did it, everybody. We're growing the channel. Thank you all for all your help and assistance for me getting to 2,000 subscribers. Please share out this content if you think that anybody might like the content that I have. And as always, have a good night and a safe night too. Have a good night and a safe night. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much. Wait, hold on. I have to do my Emmy. I have to do my Emmy because I was like the news reporter. I'm telling you, watch. When I retire, because I'm about to retire soon, I'm gonna go be a news reporter. I think I want to go do that. Y'all think I could be a news reporter? Let me know. Let me know. Let me start from the beginning. I start my whole thing from the beginning. So, again, until next